mixed a song for the new Call of Duty game, Black Ops 6, which was a pretty cool project to be a part of because the songs for these games have a huge cult-like following. And we hosted a call for our PPS members recently for me to break down a little bit about the mix and answer some questions and share some of the new techniques that I've been using. And we put together the top 5 tips and insights from that call to share with you in this video. Now, before I get there, the guy who writes and records the songs for these games, his name is Kevin Sherwood, and he's also a member of our program. And he was on the call talking a little bit about his production process and writing and what it's like to self-produce these songs for these massive video games. So if you would like to see a follow-up video with all the tips and gold nuggets that he shared, drop a comment and let us know below this video. All right, here are the top 5 mixing tips from my Call of Duty mix. My reverb on the snare is different than what I normally do. Here, check it out. So I've created this.
Sick. What is happening?
Yeah, so I created this like fake snare room, because I don't know. It's just something weird where I don't like using room samples. I know something that Roloff does a lot, and I have done it, but like, I don't know. It's just not part of my normal workflow. This is like my normal workflow to have a couple verbs on the snare.
Yeah,
but I wanted
just like it though. So
yeah, I wanted that sound. I wanted it to sound like that big, kind of short, roomy, mid-rangey snare verb. So what I did here is I just played around with a bunch of things. So I just found D-verb was the best. Whenever I want kind of like a grainy, I don't know, just kind of gritty kind of reverb sound that's almost obvious, I go to D-verb. I just love it. So it's just the small room setting. So it's pretty short reverb, right? Okay, nothing cool about that. That's pretty standard reverb.
Yep.
And then I put it through this distortion pedal. And then I just filtered it and boosted some like 800. And then you just mix it in.
That's sick.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
How close that sounds to like an actual real like room sample, but it's just distortion that we're hearing. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, totally. It's like, so I think this is going to go into my template now because it's it's exactly what I've
say. So yeah, dude.
This is what I've been looking for. Yeah. So I don't know how I stumbled across that. I think it was just, I don't know. I listened to that room sound and I'm like, what does this sound like? Well, it sounds like and I'm comparing a reverb to that. I'm like, well, it kind of sounds like what it would be if you put a distortion pedal on it. So I'm like, why don't I just try that?
Let's try that. And it works. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I want to show you guys the snare bomb because actually there's a couple things that are coming to mind that I've seen posted in our PPS community recently.
We're getting into deathcore territory here. I'm stoked.
Yeah. So we did this snare bomb at the end. Let me just play the section so you guys have context. So I know someone asked in our community recently, how do you make these snare bombs? I'm sure there's a bunch of different ways to do it. I'll show you how I did it on this one.
They're definitely too low in volume, though. That's for sure. I'm kidding.
So literally, it's just one of my own room samples. So just a hard hit room sample that I just dropped in there. D-verb again on the large room setting.
Still kind of short though. It's only like, what was it? One yeah, not even 2 seconds.
But it gets longer after all this. So then I'm slamming it with all buttons 1176. This will lengthen the sustain. Escalator's cranking to just distort it basically. So it sounds twice as long now, right?
Yeah, and twice as loud as well, which is good.
Yeah. And then it's just filtering. So filtering out lows and highs, boosting a bunch of like, typically with this kind of effect, you just have to listen in context of the mix and then find a frequency that you can poke it out enough. So in this case, I boosted like 700 hertz.
Yeah, take it back. They're loud enough. Yeah.
Yeah, with just the drums it is, but it's not super loud in the mix.
I like how it's mostly just that 700 hertz boost that you did that you can hear in the final mix.
Yeah, I mean everything's happening here, right? It's like everything's at full, and
Yeah.
so I can't have it. It can't be like top end and bottom end. There's no room left,
Right.
I could put it there, but you just won't hear it. So
Yeah.
you kind of find a spot to poke it through. I've got a roll off trick in here at the end
Oh,
as
here
well.
we go. Yes.
Yeah, so we got this bass synth when that ending kicks in. Literally just back and forth between those two notes.
Yeah, well, that's what you need, man. Just the root notes that need that extra sub low end. That's all you do with those synths.
Yeah, that's literally all I wanted, just some sub. I got some like harmonics here with low control just to make it a little bit evident on small speakers, but
Yeah. I usually just crank up some escalator on it or something.
I mean, I'm on NS10s right now. I literally can't even hear the subs, so it's like this just sounds like this little like meh.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have more guitars there? You got some cleans. Oh yeah, we already.
Yeah, we went through the
those.
cleans.
Yeah.
There's like a lead. Pretty buried. In the first course.
Like you're doing some pseudo stereo thing or whatever.
Yeah. So here's so lo-fi net. Pressing. And then yeah, I'm using just the standard, I don't know, the stereoizer effect that I usually use.
Yeah.
Which is just taking a stereo delay plug-in. On the left side, it's 0% wet, so nothing's happening on the left. And on the right, it's just delayed by 30 milliseconds, and that splits it out into the stereo sound. I just wanted it out of the way of the vocal. This is the chorus, right? So
out of the center, right? Why did you like do this versus just pan it out to either left or right? Do you remember?
Yeah, because I know Kevin wanted it like more of a texture. He didn't really want it like a lead prominent part, and so
yeah, I was going to mention this because I remember this conversation where I had it in the background, but then you had it out front, and I'm like, I want to hear the rhythms, and then you're like, what's this cool line that goes over it? And then I listened to it again, like, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, let's do that.
We kind of landed somewhere in the middle. I thought, especially when like there's this little slide that comes in at the start of it. I thought that was like really cool. So yeah, I think I did have it louder in the first one, and then after that note, we talked, and I was like, I don't know, man, I think we should be able to hear it, and then I think it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, that was demoitis on my part, I think.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Kevin baked in the delays. They're pretty crucial to the song.
What's happening processing-wise on that delay signal? There's something happening. This SSL.
Yeah, let's check it out. So here it is raw. Yeah, so it's just filtering it out lo-fi.
Yeah.
So taking out tons of top end. make it far away, and then I have a doubler rate on it. And then that's going to a long reverb and just like a quarter note delay as well.
Nice.
And then, and by the way, like listen to this without that EQ.
Wow.
Doesn't work, right? So like
That's terrible. Yeah, it sounds way too close.
Yeah, it's such an easy. We've given this tip so many times, but like if you want something to sound far away, cut out all the top end. Like it's. All right, drop a comment below if you want to dive deeper into this song, specifically about the writing and production process with Kevin Sherwood. And this just goes to show you the stuff that our PPS members are capable of. Speaking of which, check out this video next to see another one of our members break down his process for stacking and layering guitars to achieve a massive tone.